Despite play in its name, this little deck isn't meant for gamers, at least according to the creative website. No, it's aimed at the Zoom, Teams and Google Meet users. Just take a look at this happy chap using the auto mute functionality and you know what its target group is. Its main selling point is the latest iteration of the SmartComms kit. But what does that mean? And could a gamer also appreciate these features? Let's test the Creative Play 4. Well, hello there and welcome back to Anton's Hardware. I hope you had a fantastic holiday season and here's to an exciting year ahead filled with more reviews. Today we're diving into the creative Soundblaster Play 4, a portable powerhouse designed to elevate your audio. Now let's find out if this little device lives up to its promises. In the past I've done a review about the Play 3 and I wasn't too happy with it. It didn't improve your audio because the audio quality basically, sucked. Thus this was a useless device and I couldn't recommend it. But this is the successor, other way around. This is the successor, the Play 4. Now let's find out if I will recommend this one. Some facts: the Play 4 is a portable plug-and-play high-res USB digital to analog converter with auto mute and two-way noise cancellation via the SmartComms kit for conference calls. At the time of recording it was €19.99, but for the regular price it's €24.99. According to the website it's a lot better than the Play 3. But that's something that the manufacturer always says, for what's the use of releasing a new version? So let's compare the 4 to the 3. They are similar in size, but where the 4 has the USB-C with optional converter to A and the 3 only has the USB-A connector. So this helps the 4 to connect to more devices, especially in a time where USB-C is used more and more. On the other end, the 3 has a mic in and a headphone output, and the 4 has a combined in and output. Again, this is easier, since nearly all earbuds these days have a combined 4-pole plug. The 3 has absolutely no buttons, but the 4 has 2 of them. One switch for the microphone on-off and one to select one of the 3 presets. It uses the Creative app with SmartComms kit and not the ancient Soundblaster control panel. It has the bass boost and the dynamic equalizer, something that the 3 didn't have. Now you can access one of them with the button. Something that is extremely interesting to me is the audio quality. First the bitrate and the sampling frequency. A whopping 24 bits and 192 kHz. Now that's very impressive and something that a lot of other external decks don't have. Next is what I presume is the signal to noise ratio, which has increased from a mere 93 decibels to 110 decibels. Now that's an improvement. Now some may say that it's cool that the signal to noise ratio is so high. To me it's kinda strange that a little device that's aimed at the conference call user has such a high signal to noise ratio. It's like buying a Ferrari and then only ending up using it to go grocery shopping. Also, if the other side of the conference call uses a crappy mic, the Play isn't going to improve that. That's why I'm thinking that the Play 4 just isn't only for a conference call, but also for other uses. The conference call thing is just for reaching out to a bigger audience. So the Play in the Play 4 isn't that misleading after all. So what does it sound like? Well, there are several things to tell you about, of course. Not just the audio quality itself, but also the functionalities that the SmartComms kit has to offer. But first the audio quality itself. How does the Play 4 sound? Well, not too bad, to be honest. I was pretty impressed by the overall quality. The audio was truly a lot better than the ye olden Play 3. The bass was nice and compact but punchy, the middles were well defined and the highs were pleasant to listen to. If I didn't know better, I would be convinced that it was a lot more expensive high-end-ish. In a conference call, I just couldn't hear any difference, and so did my friend Mike from Iron Mike's Metal Detecting. I did a test call, but there was no difference in quality. Where there was a difference was in the way that it would filter out background noise. Now this wasn't apparent to my friend Mike, but it was to me. The noise clean in and out worked. I wouldn't say great, but it worked. It wasn't like active noise cancellation. Also, I did monitor an increase in CPU power, meaning that the feature isn't done by the Play 4, but rather by the CPU. And for gaming, well, I could hear a slight increase. I mean, the sound was a lot better than some onboard solutions. It was again nice and punchy, and the explosions sounded great. I could hear my friends just perfectly, and so why not use it for gaming? Now, as always, I've tried to find out what components are inside, but I couldn't find any info online, and I didn't want to break my Play 4. Now, my guess is that there's some Realtek codec in there. Now, why you may think, well, the price, along with the fact that the CPU doesn't do all the heavy lifting, are main clues. Where Creative would use its own chips in the past, recently they ventured into the world of the Realtek codecs, like in the Audigy FX V2. So this is what the driver interface looks like. Now I'm not going into detail about every single setting, but what is interesting is the SmartComms kit. You can turn it on, click on the advanced, and you have more options at your disposal. Here you also have the ability to select which headphones you want to use, but curiously enough, not all Creative devices are present. It can go all the way up to 24 bits and 192 kHz, which is very cool to see. The recording isn't as advanced. It will only go up to 24 bits and 48 kHz, which is still very impressive. In the settings section, you can reset your device, check for new firmware or a new driver. Here you can set the application itself. Now overall, this driver is kinda basic, but we've seen this one before in some other devices, like the FX V2. Okay, just to see how good it is, I ran, as always, Rightmark Audio Analyzer. So how good are the results in Rightmark? Well, those are pretty good as well. I mean, this frequency response graph is pretty amazing. And that's why Rightmark rightly gives it an excellent. Overall, these scores are pretty impressive scores for such an inexpensive device. Now, just to make sure I didn't make an error, I retested the Play 2 times. I said 4. And 2 times. All results were nearly identical. I was pretty impressed by the stereo crosstalk. Not something that a lot of other digital to analog converters have. Even the more expensive ones. And how does it compare to the Play 3? Now, this isn't a complete comparison video, but I wanted to add those results as well. On this overview, you can see that overall the Play 4 is better. The frequency response is better, as is the noise level, dynamic range, the intermolar distortion plus noise, and the stereo crosstalk. The total harmonic distortion is identical. So overall, the 4 is better than the 3. But the fact that there had to be some Realtek codec on there still lingered in my head. What about the FX V2, an internal sound card that I really loved? I retested it and compared the scores to the Play 4, and those results are pretty similar. check out this comparison. Now I know for a fact that the FX V2 has a Realtek ALC 1220. Albeit an older codec, it's a very capable codec. So there has to be an ALC 1220 on the Play 4, but more likely it's its cheaper brother, the ALC 1200. And now for my conclusion. Now, the use case for the Play 4 is the office user who wants to use it for better sounding conference calls and improve the audio when listening to music when using a laptop. And that's exactly what it does. I kinda like the Play 4. It's definitely better than the Play 3, and you get some nice feature sets with it when you install the drivers. Now, those drivers are updated on a regular basis, while Creative isn't known for its regular driver updates. But that's because the drivers don't have to be created by the Creative tech team. No, they're made by Realtek. It's interesting to see that the company that was at least partly responsible for the downfall of Creative so many years ago is now supplying Creative with the resources to create sound cards. Isn't that ironic? But that's politics. I only care about the audio. Will I recommend the Play 4? Yes. The audio is a nice improvement over the standard codecs in your laptop, and for a mere €25 you get a decent sounding external sound card which will beat the onboard codec with ease, and you can even game with it. And with this ending, I would like to thank you for making it all the way to the end of this video, and I would like to see you in the next one. See you then, bye bye!